Hello and happy Labor Day, vinyl community. This is Mike from TCAT's Deep Vinyl Tracks, and I'm going to show you some recent finds I've found at thrift stores over this past week. These are pretty interesting finds as always, and like I said, I paid for most of them, very reasonable prices. They're just the basic, unless I say different, they're $1.99 for CDs and $2.99 for vinyl. But first of all, I'd like to show this book that I found. It's really nice. $2 at Salvation Army is where I got this. Kurt Cobain, Montage of Heck, sorry, that's the name of it, based on the documentary of the same name. And this is really a nice hardback book. Great pictures, great narration inside, just about Kurt Cobain, his life, and Nirvana. Really nice drawings inside. If you've seen the documentary, you might recognize some of that. Great pictures. Look at that tape that he recorded on his own. You wouldn't believe the artists: Jimmy Buffett, James Taylor, Steve Winwood. Interesting. Very nice book though. Again, the drawings in it are just superb. And of course, pictures, lots of text. Quite a great, nice book. So, $2 for that. Couple of CDs. First of all, I want to show a box set that I found. This I actually found last month and forgot to show it on my last vinyl finds. This is a box set by Tom Cochrane, Ashes to Diamonds, a collection. And this is a 3 CD set. I know there's no way you can see the titles on there, but it comes with this book and the 3 CDs. Most of these come from, hold on just a minute. Sorry, my stereo was interfering, or my phone is interfering with my stereo, so anyway, all of these tracks come from his years with band Red Rider and his solo years. But 3 CDs, 3 great CDs, just chock full of music from Red Rider and Tom Cochrane. Some other CDs I found. This great Sun Record tribute, Good Rockin' Tonight, The Legacy of Sun Records. And we got some great tracks, some great artists on here. Paul McCartney doing That's Alright, Jeff Beck and Chrissie Hynde doing Mystery Train, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant doing My Bucket's Got a Hole in It, Johnny Holiday, Blue Suede Shoes, Elton John, Whole Lot of Shakin' Going On, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Blue Moon of Kentucky, Van Morrison and Carl Perkins, Sitting on Top of the World, Brian Ferry, Don't Be Cruel, Bob Dylan, Red Cadillac and a Black Mustache, Eric Clapton and the Impressions, Just Walking in the Rain, Matchbox 20, Lonely Weekend, Sheryl Crow, Who Will the Next Fool Be, Chris Isaac, It Wouldn't Be the Same Without You, and live, I Walk the Line. So there you go. Looks like a real interesting compilation. another compilation, a tribute to Joni Mitchell. This one has the slipcase, some great tracks on here covered by some really interesting artists. You got Free Man in Paris, done by Sufjan Stevens, sorry. The Bobo Dance by Bjork. Dreamland, done by Caetano Veloso. Don't Interrupt the Sorrow by Brad Meldo. For the Roses by Cassandra Wilson. A Case of You by Prince. Blue by Sarah McLachlan. Ladies of the Canyon by Annie Lennox. The Magdalene Laundries by Emmylou Harris. You've got Eddie and the Kingpin by Elvis Costello. Help Me by Katie Lang, and River by James Taylor. So quite an interesting variety of artists there. I also picked up this album by the Avett Brothers. This is called The Carpenter. Really great album. I've heard it before, but I never really had a physical copy of it. I like the Avett Brothers. I like their style. Really nice fold out CD is inside here. I showed this one on my last video, which was a contest entry, but it's the Happy Anniversary Charlie Brown CD, and lots of great artists on this. Patty Austin, David Benoit, Dave Brubeck, Chick Corea, Dave Grusin, B.B. King, Jerry Mulligan, Lee Retnar, and Joe Williams, to name a few of them. Ray Davies album, Working Man's Cafe. Haven't heard this, seen it, been hearing Mike PC31, the Vinyl Policeman, talk about the Kinks a lot, so I thought I'd try one of their main members' solo albums. So Ray Davies, Working Man's Cafe. And last of all on the CDs, this double CD comp, Soul Session, Reach Out and Superfly. It's the name of the two CDs. And each CD has 16 tracks on it. You got like Reach Out, I'll Be There by the Four Tops. I'm just going to name a few here. Warm and Tender Love by Percy Sledge. My Girl by the Temptations. Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Sam and Dave. Please, Please, Please by James Brown. Let's Stay Together by Al Jarreau. September by Earth, Wind and Fire. Les Freak by Chic. Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye. Superfly by Curtis Mayfield. Rock Your Baby by George McCrae. I mean, that's just to name a few. There's quite a few different tracks on there. And quite a nice little selection, or collection, I should say. Alright, so that's it for the CDs. Moving on to the vinyl. A couple of singles. Yes, I actually found a couple of singles that interested me. House Martin's Happy Hour. Was glad to find these with their original sleeves. So we got Happy Hour on the A side and The Mighty Ship on the B side. And on the Chrysalis label. And another one by the House Martins, Caravan of Love. And on the B side, When I First Met Jesus. And this one comes on the Chrysalis label, but a little different. The white label. And as far as regular albums, I got this Peter Schilling, Error in the System. This is actually a decent album. It has that great song Major Tom Coming Home on it, which is a song I really like, tribute to David Bowie's Space Oddity, kind of like a part two of that particular track by David Bowie. This comes on the WEA label, Warner. And it's a really good, interesting album. Kind of has the same feel as Gary Newman in a way. Maybe a little more pop-oriented, but still very interesting. That synth pop sound. This is one that was really inexpensive. Of course, they were all $1.99, so or $2.99. So I was a lot more willing to take a risk with them. But not too happy with this one. The Mason Williams phonograph record. Not that it's really that bad. It has Classical Gas on it, which of course is his most famous instrumental song, but most of this has vocals on the rest of it, and honestly it sounds too much like a rip-off for Harry Nilsson to me. You know, just tries for that same sense of humor, or sarcastic humor, but doesn't really work very well. It's kind of a dark brown label, Warner Brothers label. But yeah, not too impressed really. The Dixon House Band. This is again more of in the rock pop vein. Again, not too bad of an album. This was promo because of the sticker on the back, Compliments of Infinity Records. And not too bad. There's some really good guitar solos in this at a couple of places. Quite a variety of music. There's the label. Looks like somebody wrote all over this side. And the inner sleeve. Nice hologram compilation. This comes in a basic sleeve like this, same thing on both sides. There's the label. It has some good songs on it, some stuff I've never heard before and other things I have. Anyway, I like these comps like this that the labels put out, a lot of it for the variety of music, and also because there's usually tracks on there you wouldn't buy an entire album from a particular band, but there still might be a track that you like by them. So this compilation by Brooke Benton's is Golden Hits. I've been trying to find some decent albums by some of these old soul singers like Brooke Benton, Percy Sledge. It's hard to find any in really good condition, but this one wasn't too bad. Not the best sound in the world, but not too bad. This 12-inch single by Simple Minds, All the Things She Said, the extended version. There's also a US remix of Promised You a Miracle and a live version of Don't You Forget About Me. This one was actually 50 cents. Couldn't pass that up. There's the label, custom label, but on Virgin Records. So I guess it's not really custom. Usually you see one side red and one side green on their labels. That one's just red on both sides. This one, I spent a little bit more for, but I didn't pay more than um, the low price on Discogs for it. But quite a good find. I was excited to see this in such good shape. Van Halen 2. Jacket's really nice on this one. And the inner sleeve is perfect condition. Hasn't been used because the record is stored in white sleeve, but you see the Warner Brothers label there. Very clean copy, but like I said, I actually paid a little bit less than what the low price is on Discogs. This is definitely one that's in very good plus, if not near mint condition. So, just happy to find that. And then last of all, my wife likes to look on Marketplace a lot, and I do tend to find quite a few records on Marketplace here and there. But she found this one and said, maybe you should go pick this up because it was a really good price. I looked it up. Of course, it was less than I think it was the same as the low price on Discogs, but again, another one in perfect condition. So I went out there to find it. I had to drive to the town itself, which is Thamesville, but it was outside of that. It was actually on a dirt road. I had to drive down the dirt road for about 4 kilometers and went right past the number because there was no number there. According to my GPS, the place that it said it was located was nothing but open fields. And so I backtracked a little bit. There was a house number sign on one side of the road that didn't match the house number that I had. But it was the closest thing I could find to any kind of residence. So I pulled into that driveway and was a little concerned that somebody might come out with a shotgun or something. But I walked up to the door. Everything was fine. That was where the guy lived. He had a free copy of Billy Joel, The Stranger, that he gave to me. He said no charge on this because I was picking up the other, which was already at a great price anyway. This is in really good shape. There's a few little scratches here and there. They're just surface scratches. Could be cleaned up a little bit, but couldn't pass up a free copy of The Stranger. But the one that I was really going for was this 2014 pressing of Nirvana's Nevermind. Really happy to find this. This is really a great pressing of this this album, one that's highly sought after. I didn't know it was a 2014 pressing until I looked it up on Discogs and was pretty excited to find that out. There's the brown label that's I think is unique to this particular pressing. I think most of them are a darker brown or even more of a almost black looking label. But on the Geffen label, so really happy to find this one. I was trying to hold out to get the latest version of it with a 7-inch, but when I found the price on this, and I just had to go check it out. So really happy to find this one. Perfect shape. Hardly looks like it's even been played. So anyway, Nirvana's Nevermind. So there you go. That's what I found this past week. And I hope you enjoyed watching that. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend, and we will talk to you later.